Watch.
Yeah.
And I'm racking out.
I'm
racking out.
Rumbling and ranting with a question. Just who the fuck is Mr. Burger?
Hang on, I'm still racking out.
Let's say hello to chat. We're going to jump into this. I saw a whole bunch of people. Kirby, I'm going to let's get this out of the way here. Fucking Kirby, Curb Stomp just became a member. I've known this man for a hot minute. He's also been on a fitness journey. He better be sticking to it, by the way. Kirby, shout out to you. Let me get you a clip here. I think with Mr. Burger on, I think this is the perfect one here.
Channel membership soon? Yes, thank you.
Channel memberships, it's worth it.
Yeah. The Luftwaffe.
The Luftwaffe. I love that one. I did the voiceover, by the way. That was me. Just so we can get hit on copyright. I try to do my own voiceovers on these clips. I try to.
All right. Well, that's good.
Yeah, shout out to Kirby. Tristan, Jedi Ben, Tom's in here. Yo, Joe Jerk. Who's Mr. Burger King? He tuned in. He's like, you keep fucking talking about this guy. Who the fuck is Mr. Burger?
I am, my friend. I am a force of nature. You understand me? Listen up. Go ahead there, Cannon.
Yeah. Oh, you're good, man. This is very loose format, which I thought this would also be a great format for us to do a show. Guys, if you haven't, now I've got all the links in the description. Check out Mr. Burger. I suck at trivia, which everyone who knows me and saw me on 3POA understands how bad I am at trivia. I couldn't even answer Foo Fighters on a band. I couldn't get the song. I wouldn't get the song, but I couldn't even name the band. And I've seen them in fucking concert. I could say Dave Grohl. I could say, hey, he was up with Nirvana. Nothing. Foo Fighters.
Don't blame yourself. They're dirty, filthy sellouts now. And honestly, not knowing that answer is actually makes me think more of you.
But you know what, though? When I saw them, there was a big compilation. I can't remember what the Florida show was. 2-day outdoor concert event they do every year. And they put on a hell of a fucking show, man. It was fantastic.
Back in the day,
Nickelback.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
This was their first deal. No one knew who the fuck Nickelback was. And they were the first band Saturday morning. Dude, Mr. Burger, they killed it. I loved their concert. Also, it ties to the intro. Do you see I put a little Avril Lavigne in there for you?
I did. I had to control myself. As anyone well knows, I'm very into Avril Lavigne and Miss Courtney Love. I won't hear a rotten word about her. But the Foo Fighters do put on a very good show. They do put on a very good show. And admittedly, begrudgingly, so do Nickelback. They put on a very good live concert.
I think they became popular to hate. I think everyone just jumped on that bandwagon. I really do.
Agreed. And they don't necessarily deserve all the hate that they get. But I mean, honestly, it's the radio station's fault for overplaying them. Let's be
honest.
Know
what? There was that. But I do. I think there was one of those popularity things where they just love doing it. I'm sorry, man. I enjoy. I don't like Photograph. I'd rather eat a bowl of glass. I don't want to die. I'd rather just eat a bowl of glass and suffer than
it's just overplaying. It just killed it. I remember in my day, hell, you could turn off one station, go down a dial, and go to another station, and it would be either coming on or going off. And Alanis Morissette was like that. Jewel was like that. Lisa Loeb was like that. It was ridiculous. God, it was ridiculous.
There's so many of them. Yeah, they would take a song and just go too far. I mean, AC/DC, honestly. I mean, especially when they only had the one song anyway.
Right. That's
all the same song. And I like AC/DC, don't get me wrong. It's the same one.
I think it's a little bit different though. I mean, long after this planet has burned to a cinder, somewhere in the universe, somebody will be playing Thunderstruck. That's their music will outlive the human race. Because it's just prolific and it was beamed out there. It's wonderful. It's great. R.I.P. Angus.
Angus Young. Yeah. Yep. And I think that Talib hit it right here. Creed. Now, this I will say, as popular as it was to hate Creed, I hated them because of Scott Stapp. And when I went to that concert, talked to some of the local DJs, they hated him because they blew them up. And then he wanted nothing to do with them after that.
And that is a shame to hear, because I would have thought that guy would have been a fairly nice gentleman. I know Crow hates him because he probably did. He worked with him in Europe. Crow is a pyrotechnic genius. That's what that's primarily his day job.
Oh, was that where Fire Daddy on the Fire Daddy channel comes?
Yeah. The guy does pyrotechnics all over the world. He actually did some work here in the USA last year, but mostly he makes the bulk of his money doing shows in Europe. He's an expert, and he's got all his fingers still, which means he's a real expert.
Yeah, and you're not kidding. It's like if you're that or a shop teacher with all your, if they even do shop anymore, I don't know if they teach that in the US anymore, man.
That's too bad if they don't. I did enjoy making those wooden ducks.
We never did ducks. We just did like, here's this little vinyl stamp that you're going to carve into, and of course cut yourself by making this little ink stamp bullshit. I'm using profanity. I'm sorry, Padre. Good to see you.
I love me a wooden duck. Love me a wooden duck. I managed to lose them during the moves.
Oh, Mr. Pie's like, rip Angus what? You mean Malcolm? I don't know. Actually, I thought Angus Young was dead. Is he still alive?
I did too.
Is he still going?
He might be. I might be wrong about that.
Guys, listen to this. We're old. We like talking about this.
And it's good to actually talk to somebody who actually knows, who actually understands. Well, there was an Edge station, and there was a Warp Tour, and there was
MTV when they played music.
MTV when they played music.
That was the go-to.
Headbangers Ball 1 and 2. Yo MTV Raps back in that day when MTV was actually
another Dre, but not Dr. Dre, but the other Dre.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Exactly.
God, those were such good times. Well, I mean,
we didn't know how good we had it, ladies and gentlemen. We really didn't, because this is the dark times we're in. Really didn't know how good we had it. 80s and 90s. God, I miss it. I never thought I'd say it when I was in it, but I really do miss it quite a bit.
Kids on bikes. I just talked about this recently, man. You were growing up, I'm 52. So we just left. Your parents didn't know where
Yep.
you were. You just left. And you had to be home before the street lamps
Streetlights
came
came
on.
on. Yep. That's right.
Standard practice. It wasn't, you didn't know where your child was every point of their life, because you need danger. I'm sorry. You need to live life and not be shackled, like, again, Orwellian 1984, where it just becomes, that's just the way things are.
Take off on the bike and just go.
Gone.
Ride for miles and miles and miles. Drink out of the water, the garden hose. Actually ended up swallowing a spider at one point. Did me a world of good. Yeah, it was. God, man, I sort of, all old people say this. I sort of miss those days. I really do. A little bit. Wasn't all perfect, but goddamn, it was better than the timeline that we're in.
I agree. I mean, again, we have the summation of human knowledge at our fingertips, and we're looking at titties, kitties, and toys.
Yeah, agreed. And to be honest with you, maybe bad, maybe good, but at least it's honest. The what's called, not the kitty part, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the fact that we could speak without self-censoring, and the fact that we could really give an opinion about something without nonsense or caring. Yeah, people could get offended, but you didn't care.
And you weren't going to lose your livelihood either.
Yeah.
Either
exactly.
whether it's YouTube being your livelihood or we just had that recently. I don't want to get it too far into it, but we'll say, hey, there was a couple of assassinations that happened. And if you gave your opinion on it and it wasn't popular with the corporation, you were let go. Damn.
Right.
We didn't have to worry about that in the 70s and 80s to that degree.
I would rather have these people out in the open than censor them. That way I know who you are. I really would. I'd rather have these people out in the open. And of course, because of the nature of my business, I don't censorship. I'm not an absolutist, but I'm damn close.
Yeah, I agree.
Comedy or doing the type of show that I'm doing, you have to be able to say certain jokokes,
especially comedy, because that is, in its nature, offensive to a degree.
Of course, to somebody,
somebody's going to find shit not funny. I've heard some jokes where I'm like, Jesus, that's not funny, and I've seen people laugh at it. It's just not my sense of humor. Like, if you were in school around the same time I remember all the dead baby jokes. They even had a book about dead baby jokes, right?
I remember those. And there's no way you can get away with that nowadays. I think Chelsea Handler is the most unfunny person on the planet, but she that doesn't mean I want her to shut up or I want to make her shut up.
I just don't have to listen to her. It doesn't mean I don't want to have anybody censored like that. We want to know who the crazy people are.
Exactly. I just and more. It's more self-preservation as well. You take those idiots off, you might end up having to take me off, which is what I don't want. So allow those fools to talk.
Yep.
And toughen up, and then we just go hand in hand into oblivion,
like we were doing. Honestly, everything up until the whole cancel culture thing became popular, just a matter of course. I don't even know how to describe how it happened.
I don't know why the world turned. Not totally. Yeah, there's good money in it. And
it's all about money.
Yeah, it gives people a lot of control. But I never thought it would get as bad as it got. I never did. You can see a lot of people ask me, hey, man, when did this all start? And I go back to one inflection point, and it's Glee. Glee was the beginning of the mass wokeness, the mass culture culture war. It was where it all started, and it was diabolical how it was done. If you remember Glee,
Yeah, I watched the crap out of Glee up until
I did too. The first 2 seasons, and then
at least
they
2 or
used
3.
it as
Yeah,
to use it as a lecture function.
they're a
Uh, uh,
platform because they have no choice because they have an audience, and you have to do the right thing and virtue signal.
yeah, Ryan Murphy, I used to think was one of the best television writers on earth, but he never really delivered beyond Nip Tuck,
Nip
and
Tuck started
Glee.
off
He
really good
tried a lot
too.
of things, American Horror Story and everything, but
American
eventually,
Horror Story is also another popular one, man. I
yeah,
loved
he burnt
several
himself
seasons.
out. He really burnt himself out. He wrote himself into a corner. He dumped his talent and changed and traded it for activism. But Glee was where it started. Glee was the main inflection point, everybody, for the nonsense brigade. It
That's
really was.
interesting. And I'm going to blame the catalyst going back to when CNN did the 24-hour news cycle.
Yeah, ultimately that facilitated and amplified
That I think that's where it
wokeness.
kind of started. Where then media, it wasn't. I'm gonna get 3 sources to verify this. Now it's an opinion. It's so and so thinks how the president. They know how the president thinks. I'm sorry, you just wrote an article about what you're telling me is a fucking mind reader. Which I'll segue into this now. HEC, when do we talk about UFOs? We're gonna do it right now. Mr. Berger, I asked him first, hey, what's your favorite fantasy vehicle for my intro? He misunderstood, and he told me he wanted black fatigues, UFOs, and AI apocalypse. I also worked the Matrix code into that intro. I didn't know if you caught.
Well, I can tell you now. It's the Doc Brown's DeLorean is it's my favorite fantasy. That's my favorite thing.
Oh,
That's
I took it out too, but I left the license plate in.
You think and was appreciated, but the point is that is my favorite. That's the reason why we're talking. That's really the reason why we're talking is because of that movie. All my life I've spent my entire life trying to do what Robert Zemeckis does. So yeah, it's since when did I see that movie? When I was 14 or whatever? I don't know. Point is that everything I've ever done is to get to that point.
I just
I thank God my mom took me to that. She drove probably about 30, 40 miles to get me to a theater where I could see it, and it changed my life. I knew what I wanted to do when I was 14. I've been trying to do it. Now I'm plus 50. So it has been a hell of a journey to get to that particular point.
Yeah, I've got the Baroness driving it currently right now.
Oh yeah,
I love this car.
Actually,
I love it.
I love that. I do too. I what you call? I didn't know there was a Baroness in there. Lovely, but yeah, it's changed my life, man. There's these moments that changed my life. I have more Back to the Future memorabilia. I decked out my actual studio, which is where I would eventually do the morning show stuff coming up there, and all Back to the Future regalia, if you will.
Well, that's awesome. So let's talk about UFOs, because since I worked that in there, now like the black fatigues was a little bit harder, so I grabbed Resident Evil for some black fatigues. You think it'd be easier to find black fatigues?
Oh, I got plenty of examples of it, since I suffer from it horribly. But let's do a little bit of UFO stuff. I'll bring some stuff out here on the old desktop where we can see some things, not just talk about it. Here, give me one.
Or some show and tell.
Yeah, a little bit.
Hell yeah.
Folks, back in the day, I came home from overseas, put my time in. I don't want to go into too many details of that because it leads to my true identity. But right before I got a really good job at a television station, doing IT work, and then eventually running the Chiron, and eventually getting into the graphics department, I was a security guard, and I did security work in the shittiest places. At one point, they had me guarding a power station in Venus, Texas.
I'm like, I was like, I think Venus, Texas. That's a place.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it is. By the way, no bathroom on that duty. Had to poop on the ground. That's how my life was going. So anyway, I was coming home from Venus, and I could see on a straight piece of highway. I could see maybe 3 miles ahead, roughly, that there was a line of cars kind of off to the shoulder. And then I looked on the other side, there was another line of cars that was off to the shoulder. And then I started slowing down and slowing down and slowing down till I got to that point. And then I looked out the front windshield and I caught kind of half a glimpse of something. I thought it was, at first I thought it was the Goodyear blimp, because that's what we have around here. But I figured, well, wait a minute, that's not the color of it.
But it was a similar shape.
But it was a very similar shape, and what appeared to be tethers were hanging off. But that was another thing I was thinking. Holy crap! Did it break loose? Because there was all these little tethers that were hanging off of it. So everything was maybe about 200 feet in the air, maybe. But it was about the size of a Goodyear blimp, and I kind of pulled off, which is unusual. Normally, I wanted to go home, but I pulled off, and I was at the head of the line of the cars, and there were about 7 or 8 cars on my side of the road. There were about 9 cars, maybe 10 cars on the other side of the road, and everybody was out of their car on the highway. There was a bunch of cars driving by, but they were all slowing down. I got out of the car. Well, first I stuck my head out and I saw it. And then I said, shit. And then I got out of the car, which in hindsight probably would have been kind of dumb. But I got out of the car, stood up, and I looked at it. And what I saw was essentially, best way to describe it was like an amoeba, or a really big, a blimp-sized bacteria.
I know you're talking about I'm thinking like a jellyfish kind of amoeba.
Yeah. But the thing is, it was cylindrical, and it literally was the size. Might have been bigger than the Goodyear blimp, and it was quiet. It was hovering. It looked like it had Christmas lights in it. It had a bluish and purple translucence to it, and it was moving about 10 miles an hour, very slow.
Which again would make you think, like a blimp or something, or like weather balloon, like Buck Fuddy is doing over here.
I did not think to take my phone out. My phone was a piece of shit. It was one of those Nokia phones. I think you could take a picture, but it was a garbage picture. But that was even before the Razors and other type phones. But it slowly moved across the highway, heading I think North Dallas. I think it was heading west ultimately. And we all sat there and watched it for what felt like an eternity, but it was about 3 minutes. And it just floated across. It had little tendrils. I guess that's the only thing I can say. Like a tiny little ropes off of
if you're describing like a jellyfish or amoeba, yeah, I get it.
And it just floated across the deal. None of us talked to each other, by the way. We're all standing out. The fat guy behind me and his fat little family.
I missed that. So there were more people out there doing this.
Everybody was looking at it. There was this two Mexican guys that were standing on the hood of their car looking at it. There's people. There was a overpass. There's people on the overpass that were passing that were looking at it. If I had to say, maybe 20, 30 people were watching this thing go by. Slowly. And what I didn't see a ship. What I saw was something that was organic. What I saw was alive. It was organic. Not
Nothing
any kind of
man-made, not an
no.
inanimate object or anything like that.
I got the distinct impression I was looking at an animal, not what's called or anything like that. I got the impression what I was looking at was alive,
You
and
know, that is
once it
the
got
fact
kind
that you
of
had that many people around you that were all watching it too is crazy.
basically I watched it as long as I could. I watched it for about 5 minutes as it disappeared, not quite over the horizon, but far enough away, like
Yeah.
10, 15 miles away in the sky. I got in my car, got home. 20 minutes later, 30 minutes later, I heard the house started shaking. I heard the sound of helicopters going by. Huge, the big dual rotor ones.
Yeah. I'm thinking like a G.I. Joe Tomahawk is what I'm thinking
Yeah,
of.
huge helicopters. Got to the window because I thought we were having an earthquake or there was a fucking plane. All right, I thought it came back.
Yeah, you're like, oh no. Now it
And
means business.
and I saw 3 or 4 of them heading in the direction where it went. Sure did.
That is crazy.
And that's what
what's
started all this.
surprising? Oh, sorry, I cut you off there. Yeah. So you were saying, yeah, backstage, this is what started you on this journey.
On that journey of trying to understand it. And come to find out, there are ones that I'll try and bring it up a little bit later on the show. Somebody in New York saw this video of what I saw. It's the only thing different about it is a different color. And it was taken in the Bronx. And as we talk, if you give me a second, I will try and locate it. But first, I have some video here that is interesting as far as my stuff is concerned. Here we go.
Gotcha,
Some interesting stuff I've done some research about.
Here, I'm going to mute it just because I don't want to get us hit with any copyright.
No problemo. That
will we get hit with a copyright? By the way, do I need to EFAP it?
Not for this. But the music's no good anyway. It's just eerie music. What I believe I saw was
because that looks like a crystal or something.
An organic or what's commonly referred to as a plasmoid. UFOs break down into a couple of different categories. Your traditional metallic or obvious ships and living organisms. But by the way, the metallic ships might be living as well. There's a theory that these things are grown like crystals and they respond to psionic control and all this kind of stuff. But this is what I believe to be a plasmoid, which is an organic. And these things may or may not be from other worlds. They may be extra dimensional.
Extra dimensional.
Literally animals, beings that transition from
or an experiment
or a DARPA experiment.
There is all that where the military is 20 years ahead of anything that we're really doing.
Yes, I believe in a lot of ways the DARPA and certain branches probably already possess anti-gravity technology. I believe that they do, but I believe for the most part, some of the more exotic things we are seeing are not things we made.
Yeah, like the drone thing that happened around Jersey here recently.
I was about you read my mind, my friend.
Is that where you're at with that?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. In my opinion, Tucker Carlson, who I seldom disagree with, is wrong about the whole angels and demon thing. These things are machines or they're life forms. I don't believe in any way, shape, or form that they're angels or demons. I am a very religious person, despite my use of profanity. but I'm telling you, I don't believe for any reason that these things are supernatural in that regard. I believe what happened in New Jersey was one of two things. First of all, I believe that 95% of the drones that we were seeing were advanced U.S. technology that was either there looking for something like a loose nuke.
Yep. A little weapon of mass destruction. Like, where do we put that?
Or they were looking for the 5% of drones that weren't ours, that were actually coming out of the ocean. And there's a reason why they were coming out of the ocean.
I know you love the Y-Files too. When you asked that, I think last Saturday, I was like, yeah, Hecklefish.
Hecklefish 2028.
I love Y-Files, man.
Hecklefish 2028.
By the way, Mr. Berger, this DLDX has been putting out some David D propaganda. I don't know if you know this person.
Of course I know that person. That person is my nemesis. And
he is saying do what David D does. He has said the moon is hollow and it's filled with lizard people.
He's a horrible. He's Lex Luthor to my Superman. He is the Joker to my Batman. He is a horrible boy. He helped me come up with this whole cult scam that I'm running.
Not a scam. Hashtag not
That's
a scam.
Right. Yeah, a legitimate. Legitimate religion.
Legitimate religion.
But
what's a great way to make money? L. Ron Hubbard.
L. Ron Hubbard.
Start a religion.
Yep. Caught with 16 underage boys on his yacht.
Allegedly.
But hey, let's not talk about that.
Yeah. He's like, listen, the most prolific, as far as I understand, most prolific fiction writer in human history. The man wrote more fiction than any other human being. And then he's like, but Scientology, that's real. Guys, really?
Yeah.
You thought that? For real? Oh, guy said the Scientology word. Allegedly. Don't ban me, Scientology, because they got a lot of money.
Yeah, they do. But I think we're a little bit on the small side for them to come after us. Honestly, what I'm doing is with the what is it? The enlightened house of greasy cheeseburgers is simply Scientology, only way dumber and way faster.
But hey, if it's a tax write-off, though,
way more of a scam.
You know. By the way, I'm gonna say this, Buck Buddy, incorrect. If you listen to the Y-Files, well, I'll say incorrect as far as what I know. I think
no, they're not all hoaxes.
They have been able to prove some are just they cannot be explained yet. So, but yeah, what made them? Don't know. But yes, vast majority of them are hoaxes, and I think that's what turned her. Oh, damn it! What is his name on the Y-Files?
AJ.
AJ said that's actually what really got him to be a believer was the crop circles when he was talking to Joe Rogan. He was like, there were some that he's like, through research, could not prove some of them. They were like, they don't know how these were created still.
No, not all crop circles are fake. Some of them are absolutely real, and most of them are done with radiation and high frequency magnetic resonance that knocks over the stalks. There's a radiological evidence that there's a power source that was enacted on some of them to create them. So it is not at all totally done. Next video here, we've got this one, which I believe is one of the nope, that's not the other one. The other one.
Oh, I got you.
This one, I believe, is one of the Jersey ones. Way back when, how they go off. The Vectored one, how they leave orbs and everything else. This again, those things were coming out.
Yeah.
Of the oceans, they all seem to congregate around the Palisades. It was just a lot of nonsense that was going on, and again, I honestly believe that a lot of that had to do with either we lost the nuclear, possibly a small tactical nuclear device, and
they went hunting for it. Yeah.
By the way, UFOs are you want to attract a UFO? Stand around a nuclear plant, stand around a nuclear weapon. They seem to be attracted to those things. They seem to show up wherever they show up. So which means that maybe somebody was carrying something through Jersey and they lost it. It was an exercise by a third-party contractor
Yeah.
that was testing advanced technology. I do not believe for 1 second it was the Chinese. I think that's ridiculous. I love Tim Burchett. He's my favorite member of Congress, but I do not agree with him about the fact that it was the Chinese running an exercise in the United States. I do not believe Langford that there was some Chinese ship off the coast of what you call that stupid, because we would never allow such a thing to happen. I don't believe that Tucker Carlson was like, well, they blew up a Chinese satellite and then they all disappeared. That didn't happen because it didn't. There were sightings that happened, and there are sightings that still are happening today. That's nonsense. What's happening in Denmark is landlocked, so they're going through the same thing they went through in Jersey.
Yeah.
This observational operation. UFOs are here to observe us. This planet, ladies and gentlemen, is a zoo. We are animals, and as from what my research leads me to believe, is that the people that actually run this little mud ball of ours are essentially, well, one of the many species that kind of hangs out here, simply views us as cattle or animals in a zoo. They ultimately do not care if we know that they're watching us. They do not care if they hurt us during.
It's like ants, right? You know,
Well, a little bit more
us
like
observing ants,
bears or
like they don't care.
dolphins that we
Yeah.
tag. You know how we tag bears and dolphins
Yeah.
and so forth in the wild. That's more of the relationship. Except for I have a feeling that we have a little bit more care for certain animals that we tag. The things that actually operate this planet or manage this planet, caretake this particular world, don't care unless they don't really get involved with us unless we're talking about nukes, threatening to use nukes, or there is a mass casualty event such as an earthquake or a hurricane, or when a lot of us die of a particular disease or something of that nature. That's the only time they really get involved with us. That's it. They don't care about anything. They would never land on the White House lawn, not because they're afraid if we'll know about them, because it's impractical and it would disturb the observation.
Yeah.
We are just literally in a zoo or a prison, depending on the way you look at it.
Good Lord, you guys are going like there's all kinds of questions. By the way, this would easily, I'm not saying this being mean or anything. This could easily be a 3-hour show because I mean I can talk forever. And this is fascinating. Like again, there's a reason I listen to Y-Files literally as I go to sleep every night. I always am playing that and listening to it.
The time traveler theory, in other words, these things are time travelers. They're us from the future. Some of that checks out, but again, in other words, if you look at our evolutionary track, we literally would evolve into what you would consider to be a gray. We're going to lose our ears, our eyes are going to get bigger, our skin is going to get more bleached out. We literally could evolve into what appears to be grays, but I don't necessarily believe that it's totally that. There seems to be multiple species that we get involved with. The mantids or insectoids, the tall grays, which seem to be the ones actually running the show.
Yeah.
The small grays, which seem to be in some cases either drones or benevolent caretakers, and then the Nordics, which we seem to have the most in common with. They also seem to be very benevolent and concerned with our spiritual well-being as well as our physical well-being. The Nordics seem to be really concerned with our consciousness and everything else. From what I understand, is the reason why the Nordics interact with us is because the human soul or the human consciousness is an extremely important commodity in the universe. The way we look at gold and platinum and everything else, they look at the human soul as that sort of thing.
Oh, wasn't there talk about what a soul net on the moon?
Yep, that is
Right.
exactly what they are supposedly the ones that are responsible for it. They're supposedly responsible, according to what I've discovered in one aspect of the lore, is if Zakainen dies, when Zakainen dies, his soul is recycled. He literally remains on Earth for about 72 hours around his body, and then his grasp on this earthly plane coil loosens, and he literally gets sucked towards the moon, towards a solar collector. This process apparently is extremely disturbing.
23 grams.
Yep.
Upon death, and I want more studies to be done on that too.
Yep, me as well. His soul gets sucked towards the moon, where it is collected and replaced, reintegrated into a human body. Yeah, Zakainen, I don't know if you've ever seen what happens when an egg gets fertilized. Are you aware of what happens when that happens? There's a discharge of energy when that happens.
No, I did not know
when
that.
an egg gets fertilized, you can literally see it. It like glows for a brief second,
really,
and then it stops. What that means is what I believe that is happening there. Now, according people say, well, it's zinc and other minerals interacting, and and that's
magnesium.
What I think is, in my opinion, what's happening is that is the point where the soul is inserted into you. That is the point where Zakainen knows, he likes cheesecake. He's gonna like toys. He's gonna talk a certain way and look a certain way. At that point, not necessarily your full destiny, but what you are is coded into you at that point. And everything else, your preferences, your likes, your dislikes, your some aspects of your morality, all that is coded in at that point.
But
you can look it up.
Thanks, Dan. Also, Bobby, this is silly. How many grams is the person multiple? That doesn't mean they have multiple souls. Come on, Bobby, keep up, dude. I'm gonna stop you real quick because we're almost out of time.
Oh, really?
I know. But check this out, Tyler. He just became a member, so I'm gonna throw this at you real quick. And I you know what? I'm gonna do the old school one here.
Bring me everyone. What do you mean, everyone?
I just needed to hear everyone for one time.
I love Gary Oldman.
I love it. Yeah, we have 2 minutes left.
Oh my God.
I know. So
wow,
within 2 minutes, what surprised me though, because we have to do this again. I know this is early for you, but we might be able to do it. We'll see if we scared my partner off in crime. My David D, of course, is JMK Custom Works. It's Mikey over here that has just been absolutely just railing me, just as he normally does in the chat. Thank you, Mikey. I love you. But maybe we can get you on a Thursday night and we can talk about that, because I was actually surprised at our poll, guys, which I got a little more. While I talk about this, you can still vote. If you ever had a UFO experience, we've had 48 votes. I mean, it's percentage, but 41% were saying yes, they have. No, 27%, 33% no comment, Mr. Man in Black. So whether or not you guys answer that honestly or not, I'm actually surprised there's that many people that have had an actual UFO experience. Like I said, myself included, which we're going to save because I'll tell that another time. And it was in Texas. You know what? Wow. Maybe I share that Saturday, Sunday morning, but I'm going to call it Saturday. So Sunday about 1:30 this Saturday.
Okay, that's Sunday. Fine. We'll do it. Let me do this real quick.
Yeah.
Very, very quickly. Ladies and gentlemen, I've gone on record at least 5 times, and this is the 6th time I want to be on record for this. I am telling you right now, Mr. Berger predicts there will be a daytime UFO event. Listen to me what I'm saying. This is serious, no joking. There will be a daytime UFO event that will occur before the end of the Trump
Ooh.
presidency or slightly after the Trump presidency. It will not occur on the East Coast. It will not occur on the West Coast. It will occur somewhere in the middle of the country. We're talking Kansas. We're talking Tulsa. We're talking Idaho, Boise, Dallas, Texas. It will occur over a suburban area. It will be undeniable. It will be a daytime event. It will be undeniable. Thousands of people will see it. It will inundate the news. It will go coast to coast, and then it will go global. It will happen sometime before the end of the Trump administration or sometime thereafter, 6 months, give or take. This is going to occur. And the most important thing you need to take away from this, it will be a 100% fake. It will be absolutely faked. It will be either a full-on hologram or it will be a advanced technology from DARPA or the CIA or NSA or whatever letter agency. It will happen. It will be 100% fake. Do not fall for it. Do not be careful as a kind of when it happens. Do not talk about it so much on YouTube because people, this is the last move. This is the move they're going to do before they completely shut it all down.
Ready for it.
Yep. This is the one that they're going to use to take away rights, take away their money. The first thing they're going to do, we need to have a study. Second thing they're going to do, we need more money out of the U.S. taxpayers' pocket to defend ourselves against the evil alien threat.
Watchmen kind of scenario where there's there's this evil, alien
absolutely, 100%. This will be fake. You understand?
Clip this, guys.
This will be fake. All your big time guys, the Alex Joneses, the Steven Crowders, all these types, these Matt Walshes, the people that are going to look at it and go, this is bullshit. Myself, Zakinen, they potentially are not just going to shut us down. Potentially there may be physical danger involved. So remember, first of all, I want credit for saying it. And secondly, this is a warning. This is not a joke. I fool around a lot of times, but I'm telling you, this is serious. And I'm telling you, it will happen over a suburb during the day. It will be undeniable. I'll go into reasons why later.
Yeah.
I know this is going to occur because I have evidence of it.
Oh, shit. Okay. I'm going to talk about this Saturday. Whether it's post show or during the show or pre-show or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Damn it. All right. Done. Listen, you're done. This is awesome. I love this. This is an absolute blast because I don't usually get to talk about this, with a whole lot of people. I've got one. I'm not going to name him. I don't know if he wants me to name him. He's in our community, everybody. That's all you need to know. So yeah, no, this is fascinating. And again, like I said, I myself had one. Nothing as dramatic as what you have, but I'm interested in your thoughts of what I experienced. If you have heard it, because I haven't heard of this experience. It seems like it'd be more commonplace, if that makes sense.
It depends on the shape. If it was a triangle, it's most likely us.
I got to cut us off because we're going to go because I got to go to Mega Powers right after this. But I want to talk to you a few minutes after this. So guys, I got all his info in here. Mr. Berger does the quiz show Sunday morning, so like 1:30 a.m. Sunday morning Central Standard Time. He does the quiz blitz on Tuesday, 30-minute quiz blitz. That is 9:15 Central Standard Time, off the top of my head. But follow him, and then eventually, by the way, guys, y'all want you to follow, Kira, Crow, Darnell Quigley. I need to get his info too. So, guys, follow Mr. Berger. This is an absolute blast. I'm in the stream, guys. Get over to Mega Powers and Yojo Jerk, and you'll see me there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Berger.
And good night.